Back in 2019, a long-haul truck driver named Mike was driving through a deserted highway in Nevada during a heavy storm. Around 2:30 a.m., he noticed a woman standing near an abandoned truck stop. She wore an old white dress soaked from the rain. Mike stopped and rolled down the window. "You need help?" The woman slowly nodded. "Can you take me to the next town?" She climbed into the passenger seat without saying another word. The moment she sat down, the entire truck became freezing cold. Mike tried making small talk, but she just stared out the window. A few miles later, Mike glanced at the passenger seat, empty. He slammed on the brakes. Then he heard breathing behind him. Slowly, he looked in the rearview mirror. The woman was sitting in the sleeper cabin behind him, smiling. But her face looked wrong. Her eyes were completely black. Mike jumped out of the truck and ran into the highway screaming. Police later told him a woman had been murdered near that same truck stop years ago. When Mike checked his dashcam footage, the passenger seat had been empty the entire time. Except for one frame. In a single frame, the woman was inches from the camera, staring directly into it. A trucker named Daniel was driving through Texas on Interstate 10 late at night when he noticed a black semi-truck behind him. No company logo, no license plate, no headlights, just darkness. Every time Daniel changed lanes, the truck followed. He sped up. The truck stayed behind him. Then suddenly his CB radio crackled. A deep voice whispered, "You shouldn't be on this road tonight." Daniel's hands started shaking. He tried calling highway patrol, but the signal kept cutting out. Then he looked into his side mirror. The truck behind him had no driver. The steering wheel was moving by itself. Panicking, Daniel floored the gas pedal. The black truck suddenly disappeared. A few minutes later, Daniel stopped at a gas station and told another trucker what happened. The old trucker went pale. "You saw it too." He explained that years ago a truck driver died after falling asleep behind the wheel on that highway. People still report seeing his truck hunting drivers at night. Before leaving, the old man pointed at Daniel's trailer. There were giant black handprints all over the back doors. Chris had been driving cross-country through Arizona when he picked up a hitchhiker around midnight. The man looked normal at first. Dirty jacket, old boots, quiet voice. He asked for a ride to the next exit. Chris agreed, but during the drive, the man never blinked once. Not even once. After a while, Chris got uncomfortable and stopped at a rest area. "I'm taking a break," he said. But when he turned around, the passenger seat was empty. Chris searched outside, nobody. Confused, he climbed into the sleeper cabin to rest. That's when he noticed muddy footprints leading to the back bed. And someone was breathing in the darkness. Chris grabbed a flashlight and shined it toward the corner. The hitchhiker was crouched there unnaturally, smiling so wide his mouth looked torn. Chris ran out of the truck. The next morning, police searched the cab. Nobody was inside, but the muddy footprints were still there, and they didn't belong to human feet. Truck drivers avoid mile marker 66 on a lonely highway in New Mexico. People say strange things happen there after 3 a.m. One night, trucker Eddie ignored the rumors. As he passed mile marker 66, his radio suddenly turned on by itself. Static filled the cab. Then a little girl's voice whispered, "Don't stop." Seconds later, Eddie saw a crashed school bus on the side of the road. Children were standing around it in the fog. None of them moved. Eddie slowed down. One of the children lifted its head. Its eyes were completely white. Eddie slammed the gas pedal and kept driving. But in his mirror, the children were now running after the truck unnaturally fast. The radio screamed, "You stopped." The truck engine died instantly. When Eddie woke up the next morning, his truck was parked 40 miles away. But tiny handprints covered every window from the outside. In winter 2021, a truck driver named Robert was hauling cargo through the mountains of Colorado during a blizzard. Visibility was terrible. Then through the fog, he saw another semi-truck driving ahead of him. Its taillights glowed dim red. Robert followed it carefully for nearly an hour because the road was impossible to see. Finally, the truck ahead turned onto a narrow side road. Robert almost followed until his GPS started screaming, "Warning. Road ends." He hit the brakes just in time. The road ahead ended at a cliff. There were no guardrails, no signs, nothing. And the truck he had been following, gone. Shaken, Robert reported the incident at the next town. An elderly mechanic quietly told him something terrifying. 20 years earlier, a truck carrying fuel had gone off that exact cliff during a snowstorm. The driver's body was never found. Before Robert left, the mechanic asked one question. "When you followed that truck, did you see the driver?" Robert slowly realized the cab had been empty the whole time.